and welcome to the 707 show. And we have a panel tonight. I'm Moira Bush.
I'm Stephanie Oliver.
I'm Anne McVeigh.
And if we can stop giggling, because we've been having lots of chats and giggles before the show, we'll actually try and do a show tonight. But very, very warm welcome to the 707 show. This is where we come out of the spiritual closet and talk about things that might not have been spoken about in public before. And tonight's topic is...
being an empath.
Yeah.
Or are you an empath?
Are you an empath?
Yes.
Yes, very
All
much
right.
so.
Are you an empath?
I'm sure we have some watching.
So we'd
Yes.
like to hear from our viewers in our group tonight whether you are an empath, what you believe an empath is, and just engage in the conversation. And what will happen very soon is your comments will appear on the screen, and we're going to do our best to have a chat live. We're live. We're live
Yes.
as we talk about what it's like to be an empath. Okay, does that feel good?
Yes.
So are you enjoying the 707 shows?
I'm loving the shows. I love the time. I love the Magenta show for the mornings, but the 707 show, I love the timing. Right after dinner, get home, half an hour, 45 minutes, learn something, feel good. Nice hot bath, soak it all in, and off to bed. So I love the timing. I love the guests. Shannon and Colin were amazing.
Yes.
I mean, together to have that kind of a spiritual connection and to go on that journey together is amazing.
Yeah, and learning so much.
Yeah.
And people being very vulnerable about their life so that you can learn that it's okay to have problems in relationships and it's workable.
Yeah, because I know that on Facebook we do this. I call it the Facebook facade, and everybody looks like they have this picture perfect life,
Yes.
right? And especially spiritual people, like I'm a healer and I'm so holy, and it's like no, actually we know that the journey of a healer is and the journey of an empath, that's our subject tonight, can be pretty tricky and difficult. So a show like this is an opportunity for us to be raw and real.
Yes.
And to be able to answer questions from people, So let's have a look who's joined us. Julie Cassidy. Hello. Tara.
Hi, Evan.
Tara. Oh, Evan. Hello, darling. We're sending you
Bunty.
lots of healing.
Yes.
Oh, Bunty, we
Hi,
love
Bunty.
you. Bunty, we love you.
Namaste.
Yeah, Bunty, you are an absolute inspiration for our
Yes.
team and wanting to get together and speak openly to the world about healing, spirituality. And we actually share a lot of Buddhic philosophy as well, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's fantastic. And yes, Evan, darling, we know you haven't been well. We're sending you lots and lots of healing vibes, darling. We love you. And yes, thank you for accepting the invitation to our Christmas bash. Everybody's
For the
seeing
Christmas
you.
party.
And Paul, my hubby's joined.
Yes.
Norma.
Hello, Paul. Hello.
Hi, Norma, darling.
Norma.
Thank you,
Hi,
guys, so
thanks
much.
so
Isn't it
much.
amazing?
It's exciting.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's wonderful
exciting.
when the energy comes in and supports us, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh, I got a heart there. It's for me.
Oh.
It's for me. So let's have a talk about this topic that we've picked for tonight, being an empath. What is an empath? What do you think an empath is? And we put a poll out there, right? So one of the fortunate things about being in a group like this, it's a public group, but we encourage you to participate in the show by telling us your opinions. And we ran a poll, right? So let's
Yes,
have a
we
look.
did.
The poll said, are you born an empath or do you learn to become an empath? What did you think of the results, girls?
I'm with majority. I do believe we're born with it. So I think it's a very interesting poll because we were discussing a little bit earlier about empathy and empaths and the
Yes.
difference. And Moira made a suggestion that some empaths, it's kind of buried into them, especially as children and all that stuff. So both answers are correct,
Yeah.
but I do feel we're more born with it.
Yes, I believe that as well.
Yeah, I believe we're born with it as well because if you look at children, they just know what's going on, and they can feel things. They're so in tune with nature and they're so in tune with animals and their environment. And when there's a discord in the environment, they're the first ones to feel it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the reasons when I have parents come to me and say, would you please do a reading for my child or have a session with my child? I go, no, the problem's not your child, the problem is you. The child's feeling your environment and you think the child doesn't feel it because the child is empathic. So I love this poll. Thank you very much for everyone who participated in it. That was brilliant.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good.
That was a good one, right? Okay, so what is an empath?
Well, an empath is someone who can feel your pain. They can feel what you're feeling. almost as if it's their own.
Yeah, I believe that. Because it's if you've gone through pain yourself, you know, and you can pick that same frequency and vibration up in the other person's body.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we can smell and taste and feel things the average person can't. And so, and also sometimes we're looked at as extra sensitive type people, but we're just more aware. And that if you notice somebody that is very sensitive, that they might have that gift, and that you know, they just need to be more loving to themselves so that they don't feel the pain of being empathic.
Yeah. So I agree with that, because we do have a lot of people talk to us on the group about sensitivity to the environment, pollution, sensitivity to food, sometimes chemicals, so, and noise. And I know I'm one of my empath kind of difficulties or challenges that I have is my ears are very sensitive. I can really hear minute. Even we had a recent, my hubby will know this, we recently had the system, the heater system here, overall the new one was put in, and there was this high pitch frequency. No one in the house could hear it but me, and it drove me insane. I actually phoned the company and said, come back and fix it.
Come get it.
It's very true. You can pick up on things in the environment that a lot of people are just not conscious. And I would think that more empaths would be more conscious humans than most.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, this is fantastic. So we'd like to know, do you have very similar traits as an empath that we've just discussed, that sensitivity? And also, what I like about our empath story, that there's some of the slides, we're giving you some pointers on slides there for our viewers. Someone who does not judge you because they have been judged and they know better. They know not to judge you because they know that pain of what it felt like to be judged is somehow inadequate, and they will never want to put that onto somebody else. So empaths tend to not be judgmental. True empaths will not be judgmental.
Yes, because we know it's coming back to us.
We'll say, that's
true.
Well, that's that point there. Someone who understands that we are all cosmically connected and intertwined. Because if I hurt you, I know I'm hurting a part of me, right?
For sure. Right.
Yes,
we're all connected.
Yeah. So, that's fantastic. So we'd like to hear from the audience. Right. Hopefully, look there, Ryan Joseph has joined us, Carolyn Moss, Hilda,
saw Joanne in there. Hi, Joanne.
Amazing, guys. We're really so thrilled that you're here. Please join in the conversation and put in the comments box, what do you think is an empath? What is your challenge as an empath? You know, I've already admitted that hearing, I'm very sensitive to hearing, that bugs me. I think you said smell. Was it smells for you?
Yeah, smells. I hear things as well. Yes, food.
Yeah.
Yes, food
sensitivity,
is a big sensitivity. So I'm vegan, but you know,
I think a lot of empaths tend to be vegan, or they eat less protein products, or you know, they have a special.
I tend to be more feeling. I feel what's going on. Like as soon as the show went live, I just kind of got hit with a bunch of things, and I saw people were popping up. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Some people are definitely tuning in before I even looked at the screen, and. I
love that Ryan's joining because he's an artist, and I think there's a lot of people that are empaths that can channel their energy into their art, and it's almost a lifesaver for them, isn't it? Because if you're so sensitive and you've got all that emotion pent up inside you and that feeling, you can put it on a canvas. So I love that, Ryan. We love you too, and your artwork is amazing. Yes. So can you become an empath, or can you remember that you're an empath if you were born an empath? What do you think?
I think you can become more sensitive to people's pain, but not always are you an empath, but you might just be empathic. So you might just want to be kind or listen to somebody, not necessarily picking up the energy of other people or hearing or seeing or smelling. So there's the difference with that. So
I think that there is a crucial part in that, you know, where we start developing our being empathetic, or even developing empathy, or realizing we're an empath. There's that time where we feel all our client stuff, and we sometimes struggle to differentiate what is our stuff and what is theirs.
Yes.
Did you have that?
Oh, yes. I had full-blown anxiety for a very long time. And not to say that I don't. I'm sure I do. I'm sure we all have parts of it. But you really need to learn the difference between what is your stuff and what is your energy. And I think that's the hard part. Being an empath is, a lot of us are sensitive and a lot of us are empathetic and a lot of us are emotional. But to truly have to feel not only your own emotion and physical feeling and mental feelings and emotional feelings, but to just be able to touch somebody or be near them and to pick that up, it's very overwhelming. And I feel like in today's society, it's often masked as stress, anxiety, depression. And I really, sure, those things exist. I'm not discrediting mental health in any way, but I feel like if we can understand those people who are empaths, who are picking up everything, and they can understand how to use that gift in a positive way by showing compassion to others and allowing it to not sit on their shoulders, so to speak. You can feel it and kind of release it. And that's a whole other discussion.
And there's a whole bunch of therapies you can tap into. I think meditation is a great way to also just really realign and rezone those, when you have had that overwhelm.
The quiet helps you realize what's yours and what's not.
And also you can put, if you know somebody's having a lot of trouble or stress, to put them in an environment to calm them with music, smells, anything, so that when you're talking to them, that their anxieties and stress has calmed down, so you don't absorb it so much, because they must heal themselves.
Joanne also, I see, was having some hearing.
My hearing and sense of smell are heightened. Yes, Joanne, definitely, I agree. And then we've got another one here. Yes, learning that what was my stuff versus others was very difficult for me to understand when I started tuning into my empathetic abilities. Joanne, I completely agree, and I think the three of us were having a talk before we went live, and we've all had that experience where you sometimes you get a headache. And you go, why have I got a headache? And then a client will come in for their session and they'll say to you, I've had a headache all day. And then you realize, I've been picking up their energy before they've even arrived.
Well,
it happens a lot,
is it Jeanette before? Someone before that was also saying, thank you so much,
Acacia, hello, Acacia.
Yes, again, trying to decipher what's yours and what's somebody else's. I think a lot of us have that.
That what she says here, sometimes out of the blue, because they come to mind and I could feel how they are feeling, and that's part of being an empath, is you have that intuition and you know things before they happen, and you sense things. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Ryan has come back to us. Things are affecting me are 1, overwhelmed in romantic relationships, and 2, target to energy vampires. Well, let's talk about this, because I think this is important.
Hit the nails on the head.
Oh boy.
And you're the experts here in this one.
Romantic. Oh my goodness, because we feel everything so much. We're so romantic. We have so much positivity that everything's going to work out so good, and when it doesn't, it feels so bad. And so we don't see it coming with that. But anyone who ends up with us... Is there
a way that if you are an empath, we want to help Ryan here. Is there a way that if you're an empath, that you can be in a relationship that you don't have to be that engaged in that emotion and get kind of carried away with it?
I think a lot of it is that because we can pick up on all of what that person's feeling, being an empath, we feel like we are so loving. We are tapping into everything. And then if we don't meet an empath, they can love you the same way, but you're not going to feel it the same way. So I feel like it can be overwhelming, more so to be in a relationship with an empath than to be the empath in the relationship, because we're never going to get that same
Yeah, they're going to be so much happier.
Response.
And earlier, Ryan, before the show again, earlier we were talking about how an empath can often attract the opposite to being an empath, which is a sociopath.
Yeah.
You
Narcissist.
often attract those
Yes.
kind of energies because it's such a polar opposite, because
Yes.
you attract somebody you don't have to have a feeling about.
Well, and I think also because we can feel so much of somebody else right away, body, mind, soul, senses,
Yeah.
we can fall in love in a day.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how old
we're
we
like
are.
we're like teenagers when we fall in love. We're not.
Always.
We don't remember any of the pain from the past. We just let it all go.
Yes.
And
Like, I don't
get
know about
completely
you, but
concerned.
I fall in love. And that's just,
That's it.
yeah, I don't
Ryan,
do dates. I
hope you
fall
know
in love.
we understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
we get it.
But I liked it. He also said the second thing for him that was difficult is the vampiring energy. You open yourself up to other people sucking your energy. That I do believe is something that empaths need to control and discipline their energy with.
Yes.
Is not opening up to overgiving, not just romantically, but
Yes.
just even outside in the environment.
Yes.
And I do believe there are therapy products and there are things that you can use that can just kind of contain you a little bit, hold you
Yes.
in,
Yeah.
and not be such a magnet for that energy. But I also think it comes back down to, are we in judgment of being an empath, or do we judge ourselves as being, like you said, oversensitive?
sure.
And that judgment attracts energy
More,
towards us. So
yeah.
you kind of, Ryan, we kind of want to say to you here is just love yourself as perfect, and
Yeah.
and don't judge who you are, and don't judge your sensitivity, and just see it as a gift, and that will strengthen you. That will strengthen him, right?
Oh,
and
sure,
it will
yes.
stop attracting so much vampiring energy. I think that might be some good advice for our gorgeous.
Oh, hit it on the head.
I'm on the same way. There we go. Yeah,
Stephanie
yeah.
hit it on the head.
We
That's
hit it on the
fantastic.
head.
Yeah,
Ryan's the
yeah.
same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're hopeless romantics.
We're not alone either, though. There's a few
No.
people out there.
I know.
Oh, there we go, Jeanette. My
Oh,
sister attracts sociopaths. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
we
and-
know a
yeah.
handful of those people.
Yeah, we definitely get them in our practices, don't we? Okay.
Very
So
much
let's
so.
have a look. If you're a practicing empath, so let's put that slide up for our viewers, and let's have a look at what sits there and see if we can talk through it. So if you're a practicing empath, in other words, you've actually turned this into a business, you've actually turned it into a way to help people, what are some of the gifts that you have? Because I think there's so much about an empath that is difficult to master and discipline and get hold of, but there are such beautiful gifts out there. When
Yeah.
you're an empath, you are amazing. So let's remind our viewers what it is.
I'll take it.
Well, for me, I mean, I'm good at creating intimate relationships with my clients that are revolved around trust and compassion.
Yeah.
So that's the one way that I practice it.
And you two have that. You have this relationship that's almost telepathic. You don't even. You
Yeah, we
sometimes
don't
just
talk
look at.
much.
I see them. They just sometimes look at each other, and then some unspoken, intimate communication happened, and
And then we just say, yeah, I can
It's
handle
true.
it.
Yeah, we don't
go.
really. Yeah. And that was from the night we met. Like
Yeah,
right
day
away,
one.
you'll know that
Yeah.
you've met an empath
Yeah.
right away. You meet your own kind.
Yes.
Is it the green eyes?
Yes. Well, and that's like also like connecting community, right?
Yeah.
We're good at
yeah,
it.
empaths are very good at connecting community. You empaths understand that there's power in a group, that there's power in a group energy gathering. Yeah.
Power in numbers.
They also hold you in reverence and esteem, and I love that because that says that somebody who's empathetic, and that's I get from Bante a lot. Whenever I've been in Bante's environment, he has this energy that makes you feel reverence towards him. You respect him automatically because he just has that frequency.
Yes.
And I do love that. I do love that. Bante, that is so you. And when you're in someone, an empath who has that, your self-esteem automatically rises.
Yes.
It's a beautiful gift that empaths have. That
Just being kind.
Go
That's
up
what he always
together.
says.
yeah.
Yeah, and it also helps kind of build a sense of belonging for people too. When you can connect with people on all different levels, it just allows for more connection and
Yeah, a practicing empath would have somebody come into their environment, their business or their church or their temple, and people walk in and just suddenly feel at home, like they belong there.
Yes.
You create that sense of, oh, you
Safe
know me.
space.
You know me. It's like I've known you all my life. We have a past life together, that kind of
Yeah.
feeling, yeah.
Or they'll tell you something that they never told anyone. I've never told anyone that. I feel so comfortable with you.
I just want to hug you. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's my favorite one. I get that one every day.
Yeah.
I just want to give
And
you a
you're
hug.
not really a hugger, right?
Yeah.
Are you
No, because I know what's going to happen
You're
if
gonna
I
pick
touch
up on
you.
it? Yeah.
But
There are some people, as they're coming towards you, you'll know whether you... I know that's bad to
But
say.
no, I always do it. I always give the hug. No judgment.
Okay. Compassion for an empath is the first response always.
Yes.
If
Yes.
they, no matter what you throw at them, their first reaction is they immediately go into
Yes.
compassion and go, I understand, and
Yes.
I'm with you, and I'm sorry. That's their first
Yes.
response. Yeah.
Yes.
They also hold an unconditional space for you while you heal. I like that one.
Yes, that's when I think some empaths struggle with on the journey. Or at least I did. But it's definitely...
Because if you're a practicing empath and your student is going through, their highs and lows, they're going through that period of self-hatred, self-judgment, and then they get angry and then they want to run away and then they don't want to face their patterns. They go through all that stuff. You have to be so patient.
Yes.
As an empath, you have to hold it because you can feel every step that they're going through. And I often say my students have broken my heart. And I mean it because it's like, you feel it. You can't help but feel it and you hold it. But you have to hold that space no matter what. You can't let that feeling overwhelm you.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I would agree.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so you can tune in intuitively into the mental, emotional, and physical state without needing external triggers to clues in. So sometimes you'll feel something, but it's just because of their experience. It doesn't necessarily mean it's their soul. So they're having a human experience.
Yeah.
So, listening is really good. So we're good listeners.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember once in England, I taught a student whose dad was a psychiatrist, and she had tried 3 times to commit suicide, and the father was blissfully unaware of it. I mean, he had no clue. And when she was on a workshop with me, and I said to her, how did that make you feel? And she says, well, I actually learned something from it. She said, I'm an empath. I can feel things. My dad isn't. He learned everything in a book.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
he couldn't tune into it at all, and whereas she could. Yeah, that was very interesting. I saw a comment here earlier where Evan was saying that pets have empathy.
Oh,
That was
100%.
I believe our pets can feel empathy.
Yes.
Yes, Evan. Animals are so tuned in.
Well, and a lot of people too who are sick and they're home. Most of them say their animal is their best friend. They don't leave their side. They know when they're not well. They know when to snuggle. So I would very much agree
And as a
with
practicing empath, that's a really good clue. If your clients come to you and they start talking about their pets and the state of the pets are agitated, angry, biting, depressed, sick, have upset tummies, the pets actually feel before what's going to happen to their human owner. Yeah.
Yes.
I often use pets as a barometer to diagnose patients.
Yes. Yes.
Are they never going to tell my clients are never going to tell me about their pets again?
That's a whole other show.
That's a whole other
show,
show.
right? We'll have to do that show coming up soon.
Okay, so we also just want to acknowledge the incredible response we had to our post today and the really engaging conversations that the 707 members group has had. And there was 1 or 2 here that you guys quite liked. Do you want to just share it with our audience tonight?
I liked how Maureen Brindle, I hope I said your last name properly. I like how she described that using our gifts is a process, because it's a process for everybody. You can be born psychic if you believe in that. You can be born an empath. You can be born a bajillion different things and a million different gifts. But if you never put them into practice or have the right mentors, teachers, situations, things come up, you'll never find your gift. And that's, I feel like a lot of people go through life looking for their gift, but they're trying to do it by themselves, and that never works. You always need a community or somebody to kind of guide you. So I like how Maureen kind of put it in sense that it's a gift, and I like how she also kind of described the difference between how she also believes, like I do, that you're born an empath and you can learn empathy, which is a totally different thing. So I liked how she kind of deciphered that for our viewers and guests tonight. In the comments.
Thank you, Maureen, for your comments. We really appreciated them today. Yeah.
And then there was a Silver DeWitt.
DeWitt.
DeWitt?
Yes.
From the US of A.
Yeah.
Yes. And she said, not everyone is seer, psychic, and clairvoyant. We all have different spiritual gifts.
But I think the underlying for all spiritual gifts is that you either are an empath or you have a deep sense of empathy. You have both, because I think in spiritual work you have to have that extra sensory, sixth sense almost. You have to have that extraordinary ability to feel.
Yes.
And we have different spiritual gifts, but I think empathy underlines all of them. And Silva, thank you for commenting and sharing that with us. Okay. Anybody other? Let's just ask our producers. Any other questions we needed to take care of? Right. So, how's this been? You're launched as co-host of a TV, social media TV show.
I'm glad that it was lighthearted and fun. And
you're coming back.
Good job putting us together.
Empaths part 2.
Empaths part 2.
Empaths part 2.
We'll get some pets up in here with us, some cats, some dogs. Yeah. We'll see what they have to say about empaths.
You could talk about this all day. It's a huge part of our daily experience, and if anybody wants any information, there is a book that I did read. Yes. Yeah. And this is how I put it all together for myself. And
it helped you a lot, didn't it? I remember you shared. I think Michael's got a picture of it. You'll flash it up.
Yes. I didn't know there was a title for what I had till certain things were coming up in my life, and I said to myself, what is this? It has to have some sort of name. And I came across a video of Dr. Judith Orloff, and she is a medical doctor and a psychiatrist, and she is also an empath, and she wrote the book.
Wow.
So it's
that's amazing. Somebody with a medical background who's acknowledged that being an empath is part of who she is. And okay, so this is a book. I actually haven't read this book, and you've piqued my interest. So I think I'm going to be ordering a copy.
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely would like to.
For an empath.
Yes.
Survival Guide for an Empath. Yes. There we go. So there's a book we can refer our viewers and our group members to get some more information. So next week we have got the fabulous Joanne and Maria.
Two of my favorites.
We're looking forward. We're looking forward to them on the show. It's going to be fantastic. So just grateful for wanting to come and talk and be on the panel and discussing this tonight. I really, really appreciated you guys coming to be on the sofa with me and co-host.
Thank you.
Wow, we did good, girl.
Thank you for having both of us at once. We know it can be a lot. And thank you to all of you.
In. And remember, share. Get the message out there. Thank you. Lots of love.
Ciao.
Bye.
That was fun.